episode of Behind the Wheel. We get the real deal.
These are friends. We have a few of our Woodline friends here that are also neighbors. We love our community. And there's a misperception that the black community just sits around and allows violence to happen, and we don't care too much about the education of our children, but we do. We work hard, we work diligently, and we volunteer our time because we want to see our community just like communities on the north side. We want to be able to have the same resources, the same access to jobs and opportunities as other communities.
That's right.
So today I stand before you because members of the Black Community Collaborative, South Shore constituents, and stakeholders are extremely dismayed by the City of Chicago's inability to control and develop safe parameters around housing migrants that have been transported here from the border. Our specific frustration lies in the continuous and blatant disregard for the safety and overall quality of life of Black residents, as many of these migrants have been dumped in our neighborhoods without a plan in place to monitor and house them long term. They have intentionally created barriers to impede participation in a decision-making process around the public school buildings we pay taxes to maintain, and that they unjustly closed, and ignoring the community's plea to keep them open. Communication regarding meetings that have been held have been lackluster. We found out about the first meeting in South Shore via the mayor's Facebook page and by word of mouth through text messages and just people, because our community is this. We talk to each other, we are informed, we talk to each other, bottom line. This engagement tactic.
Let me stop here just for a quick second. Now, they didn't find out anything about their community except on social media. Instead of being respected and say, let's have a proper meeting to talk about this, let you know how much they respect the Black community. But let's continue.
It's very poor, and it ultimately leaves working class and our elder constituents, because this area has a lot of elder constituents who are not on social media. That's not fair to them, but that was intentional, we believe. Additionally, they made capacity limits for the meeting. By the second day we found out about the meeting, it was stated that the meeting was full. So people were complaining that they didn't have access to a meeting. What kind of Jim Crow stuff is this? All Black stakeholders that have concerns should have been afforded the adequate space and notice and decision which ultimately impacts the value of our land, safety, and peace. We have been redlined, Jim Crow, pushed out enough. During the meeting, the city again attempted to limit our ability to let our voices be heard. City officials stated that they would not allow us to speak and only to read answers that the panel chose to read. We wasn't having it.
That's right.
So when you saw on the media people upset, we were upset because we were gaslit before we even started the meeting. Specifically, the chief of the Office of New America's Nubia was extremely disrespectful to our community's culture. And she had a lack of respect for us in the meeting, openly. And it wasn't just South Shore. It was reported she did this in Woodline as well. They turned off mics of people who was concerned and speaking their voice. That is completely unacceptable.
Let me stop that right there for a quick second. So they come in the Black community. They bring people of the Hispanic community who has anti-Black sentiments, obviously. And when Black people are voicing that, hey, wait a minute, we don't want this in our community, they turn their mics off, not letting Black people speak. But the question that Black people in Chicago really need to say is, why aren't you bringing the people to the neighborhoods that look like them and that can speak the language and help them acclimate themselves a lot better? It is not our issue. It is not our problem. We're nobody's caregiver. Stop dumping people here. because what is looking like Democrats, once again, you're treating black people, like trash. And that's what you do. But unfortunately, and I've seen some of this in the comments section, and it's true, unfortunately, you get what you vote for. Unfortunately. The Democrats have no respect for the black community. None. Now, of course, you're going to have people, that's those who sit in the back of the room and go say, oh, the Republicans. The Republicans not putting these people in the black community. The Democrats are. Why are you bringing up Republicans now?
Psst, over here. Is that a JetBlue Plus card? When you buy me with your card, you...
It's so bad that the Supreme Karen herself, Marjorie Taylor Greene, was even jumping on the bandwagon of black folk, even though she don't like black folk, not defending black folk. We know that. But the fact is that the Supreme Karen herself can actually get some political jabs in because of what the Democrats are doing. Like how more y'all need to be disrespected. And ask the question, drop them in the Hispanic community. If you want to drop them in the sanctuary city, that's all. And the people speak the language. They know the culture, etc. Why isn't the Hispanic communities taking their brethren? This is their distant cousins that's coming in. So why are you putting them with a group of, and then, okay, let white people also get 250 if you're going to be splitting them up. But no, you're not going to do that because black people is the most vulnerable. And you treat black people any kind of way. But let's continue.
Finally, Black Chicagoans have been living in a state of crisis for years and have yet to receive quality city services and resources we need and deserve to stop the crisis. While we have empathy for the humanitarian crisis, our priority is the humanitarian crisis that we have suffered from for generations, and we do not have the capacity to bear this burden of migrants that are facing today. Here's why. Currently, 73% of homeless citizens in Chicago are African American. As we speak, there are black youth couch surfing and riding the trains for shelter. Currently, South Shore has the highest eviction rates in the city of Chicago, with black families being put out of their houses in alarming rates. 77% of homes that are foreclosed due to taxes is African Americans in Cook County. Currently, 78% of homicide shootings victims are black people. Rest in peace to the officer that just died. Rest in peace to Jaya, my son's classmate, Hadia Pendleton, and all of the...
Yo, I gotta stop. I have to stop. Whoa. That sister just said 73% of the homeless population in Chicago is black? Are you freaking kidding me? 73%? Why are y'all still... Look. I don't get it. There's no way that I will vote for these Democrats when 73% of black people is homeless. That's done by design, folks, with your Democrats running that city. I thought the Democrats, like y'all tell me the Democrats are better. The Democrats ain't like them Republicans and all them. Oh, the Republicans, okay, fine. But 73% under Democrat rule. And 73% of people who could use that abandoned school to be housed in, right? Yeah, they're not bringing the black people off the street, who's the majority of the homeless of the city of Chicago. Then the sister says 77% of the people's homes that are being foreclosed on due to taxes is black people. That is like amazing for one. And that is utterly sick because I know that's done by design. You can't target a population. That doesn't naturally happen, folks. This is designed to happen this way by the Democrats. I told y'all before, the Democrats and the Republicans both agree in maintaining white supremacy. The Republicans are just more upfront about what they're trying to do. They're not trying to hide it. The Democrats is more sinister because the Democrats really have convinced black folk that they're their friends, but yet black folks is 73% homeless. 77% of the homes foreclosed on for taxes is black folk. And then you're going to now take people from the third world and put them in the black community? Are you serious? And then you bring anti-black racists that come in from the Hispanic community and they have an attitude with black people, and instead of putting in her community, where they come from, her community. Come on, black people. Like, when's enough is going to be enough? How much more black folks got to take from the Democrat Party? How much more?
Innocent black children who have died in the streets of Chicago, and the city have yet to stop it. 90% of schools that were closed without our input, without our feedback, although we showed up like we showed out over there at South Shore, they ignored us. Was closed in our community. 90% of those schools. Between 5 and 12% of students in the South Shore neighborhood elementary school read proficiently. These data points is why we're upset. This is not about the migrants. This is about the entire city of Chicago ignoring our community. And this school belongs to us. Why? Because we fought for the school. We fought for it, we pay for it, and the alderman said she would give it to us. We allowed her to have the police academy here. Most of us didn't want it, but some of us did, and we let it go. But this time we can't let this go. We cannot keep letting go the fact that these are our communities. We're standing strong to make it a good community. And we expect the city, the state, and everyone to provide us humanitarian aid. We expect the city to work with us in an effort of creating an Office of Black Americans to address these issues. We need representation. So right now, I'm going to actually introduce you so you can learn further about our lawsuit. We had to do this. We were forced to do this. That's right. You know, it's enough for us talking. It's enough of that. We can't continue to let our elected official lie to us. So I would like to introduce to you Frank, our attorney. I didn't want to butcher his last name.
Let me stop it right there for a second and come back on camera. Just for a second. They put a police academy in their community. Most of the time, these white folks run around talking about back the blue and they love the police. Why didn't you go put the police academy in the white community? They want to go dump everybody in the black community, police training, migrants, everybody go to the black community. What you going to be training them to do? Harm black people in Chicago? Nobody goes to the white community. You notice that? That's what I'm saying. And what you heard the numbers about the homeless population and all of that. Now you see why reparations is needed for black people. You see why? You see why reparations is something that will truly repair black people in the form of cash payments. But then you got Uncle Ruckus Clyburn telling people, hell no, you're not going to get cash payment reparations. Yo, yes, he said that. You can go check out my channel, the Phil Scott Podcast. We talked about Clyburn and gave a little history of Clyburn and his anti-reparation stance. We getting it from all sides, folks. You got it on the national level. The black politicians can't stand black folk, and you got it on the local level. Can't stand black folk. And what that sister said was right. Notice she didn't say, we need to go vote. She said, we filed a lawsuit. I said, oh, now we talking. All that marching and voting. No, get to lawsuits. There you go. I'm proud to hear that. Start suing. Black folks don't utilize the courts enough. That's our problem. We let people lie on us, disparage us in the media. Do you know, what was that guy's name? Nicholas, his name, the one, he sued CNN, and CNN paid a settlement because he said he lied on him. Now the media lie on black folks every day. And when I heard that case, I said, wait a minute, hold on. That means black people can start suing. When the media lie on you, start filing lawsuits. Because they lie on us all the time. Don't let these people do anything they want to and start getting lawyers and filing lawsuits. all these Karens and white supremacists that be doing stuff to black people, you literally can file lawsuits on all of them. The things they do to us, we should be cashing out. Racism can cost them some money, literally. But let's continue.
My name is Frank Avila. A as in Apple, V as in Victory, ILA. And I'm here today as the lawyer for our plaintiffs, and many more are coming. We have Natasha Dunn, Mr. Jones, and we have South Shore Neighbors. And everybody here wants to be a plaintiff. Now, I want to start by saying this is not anti-immigrant. This is not anti-migrant. This is not anti-refugee. It is not. It is not. However, it appears that besides downtown, the second most biggest locations where they're putting refugees, migrants, immigrants is into African American areas.
Yeah. Trying to force us out. Trying to force us out.
And that has to be addressed where it has to be put down in a more allocated area across the city and not just in African American areas. I personally am for DACA. I'm for comprehensive immigration reform, and I think we should treat everybody humanely and allow asylum seekers to come in. But it has to be done in a fair manner where they're not being overburdened in one community. Moreover, there's an equal protection argument that we have people here in this community, African Americans, some that are low income, some that are not, that have had a lack of services. And we have defunding of these communities. Some people think there's a conspiracy to push people out. And the fact of the matter is, that in 1983, the city of Chicago was somewhere between 38 to 44% African American. As we stand now, it's a third and shrinking.
Right. Yeah.
The school closings were mostly in African American areas.
Yes.
Everything closed. The impacts of crime and other factors, the rioting, the looting, the arson affected, again, besides downtown and the central business districts, Gold Coast, it affected mostly African American areas. So we're talking about areas that have been deprived of resources. Now, this school could have been repurposed for a community center. It could have been repurposed for a youth center. We talk about opportunities for youth, but we're not giving it them.
That's right.
There's also a due process issue. We want the refugees and asylum seekers and migrants to come in, but we have areas across the city where they could go.
That's right.
Let me stop right here. See, they got an attorney and that's fine, but I got a problem with him because, first of all, just asking, you couldn't get a black attorney, maybe even from that community or that used to live in that community. I'm just saying, I'm not saying the guy's not good at what he do, because he could be, but I'm just saying, we couldn't get a black attorney. I'm just asking. But the second thing that I want to say here is this. You saying, well, we want them to come in. No, we don't. Why are we have to accept everybody that runs from their homeland? Those people fled their homeland, where they come from. Their men don't stand up and fight for their community. Their idea is to get up and run and come over here. I'm like, if I was the president of the United States, I'll be shipping a lot of them to Canada. That's why I'll be shipping them, because they're liberal. Why can't they take on some of them? The thing is, when you talk about asylum, you say, okay, I'm going to go to the next country because I need to seek asylum. They pass up several Latin American countries, multiple Latin American countries, go through Mexico to come here. I'm like, you shouldn't be accepted here because you went past how many other countries? Why you didn't stop there first? So no, sir. You mean now if you want to come the right way, okay, that's fine. But